From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and a very warm welcome viewers. You're watching 6 Stories at 6 with me, Rakhta Mishra. The United States of America has designated the Lashkar Front TRF, the one behind Pahalgam terror attack, a foreign terrorist organization. And this comes just days after President Trump hosted Asim Munir for lunch. It sure is a diplomatic win for India. It's a blow to Pakistan. But what does America's move really mean? Why has US decided to make this move now? We'll tell you that. Also, there is no end to the hit and run cases in the country. Another rich brat, drunk, hits and kills an innocent in Gandhinagar while driving a BMW. He has been now let off, viewers. Stop the luxury murders is Republic TV's campaign. We'll expose the patterns across India. Story number 3 is about the big Atmanirbhar push in defense. Our first indigenously developed deep sea rescue ship has joined the Indian Navy. Meanwhile, there's lens on the gangs of Bihar now. It's a free run given to criminals. Murderers roam free and fearless. Exclusive footage on Republic TV from the Patna hospital murder. What happened inside and outside. Also on the show, former Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel's son has been arrested by the ED in liquor scam. We'll tell you all that you need to know and the reactions coming in. And finally, the Prime Minister's battle cry in Bengal. He's made a big statement on infiltrators as well. We start with the top story, viewers, on 6 Stories at 6. The United States has accorded the status of foreign terrorist organization and especially designated global terrorist to TRF, a proxy of the Pakistan-based terror outfit Lashkar-e-Taiba. Now, the same group had claimed responsibility for the killing of 26 people, triggering the four-day military escalation between India and Pakistan. And the US noted that this was the deadliest civilian attack in India since the 2008 Mumbai attacks carried out by the Lashkar-e-Taiba. India has expressed its appreciation for the US Department of State decision, calling it as a significant step in the global fight against terrorism. So viewers, we'll help you understand what really the TRF has done and its entire history. Now, the latest, of course, is the Pahalgam terror attack on the 22nd of April. 26 killed, more than 20 injured. The tourists were targeted for the first time in the valley, viewers. It's the Lashkar-e-Taiba front. Now, mass shooting happened with M4s and AK-47s. We can quickly move to with the graphics. Deadliest attack on civilians in the recent years. Of course, we know that. Then what happened in June? This is the history. We focus on the history. 9th of June last year, Riyasi, 9 people killed. These were Hindu pilgrims, 33 injured. And it was an attack on the bus returning from the pilgrimage, viewers. And in Pahalgam also, you know about the targeted killing of Hindus. In Ganderbal, on the 28th of October, viewers, 7 killed. This was last year, 7 killed. And these were migrant construction workers. There was a targeted killing of the non-locals in Kashmir. Now, retaliation against military infrastructure expansion as well. Anantnag, September 13, 2023, 3 killed. And Indian Army and the police force was also targeted. It was an ambush encounter, retaliation for killing of the Lashkar-e-Taiba operative Riaz Ahmad that caused this attack. Bandipora, 2020, 8th of July, 3 killed, a BJP leader and the family was also targeted in here. He was shot at home and TRF had called them political stooges, viewers. And in fact, this is the history of the TRF. We have former Ambassador Veena Sikri joining us on the broadcast. Ma'am, thanks so much for joining us on Republic TV. Ma'am, I want to understand from you, the timing, of course, is very pertinent to understand about US move. 2 things here. Donald Trump wants Nobel Prize. he hosts Asim Munir, and then he gets the nomination. Then there are trade talks happening with India, and we see that finally, after years, United States wakes up to what TRF has been doing. For the past 5 to 6 years, it has been operating. How do you read into this, America's latest move of designating this terror outfit?
Well, I think first and foremost, it is a significant success for India's diplomacy. India, after 22nd of April, the dastardly terrorist attacks on innocent tourists in Pahalgam, we have made a point of telling the world very specifically that from now on, there is a new normal. Every act of terror is an act of war, and India has the full right to respond in self-defense and to take whatever action it deems fit. And we showed that to the world on May 7th and then on 9th and 10th of May. I think together with this, we sent the delegations across the world to 30 countries to convey our position that we are strongly in favor of united global counterterrorism actions. We are seeking counterterrorism cooperation with the USA, with the UK, with all countries of the world, and we were able to provide them the exact information. And while Pakistan and China kept asking, oh no, we don't know what is the TRF, and let's do an investigation and so on and so forth, we were able to give enough proof, sufficient evidence, and you yourself have listed all the attacks that the TRF has been conducting in Jammu and Kashmir, and we were able to convince the world. So much so that, despite Asim Munir, trying to say that he got the lunch at the White House, etc., we know that the Americans have today, with this statement, made a significant statement of support to India in its efforts on counterterrorism. They have lined themselves with India that we recognize that the TRF is a foreign terrorist organization and had been condemned as such. The connection with the Lashkar-e-Taiba is fully established, and the Lashkar-e-Taiba also has been reinvestigated and refound that they have to continue to remain a foreign terrorist organization. I think this is a real significant success because we were able to convey the message correctly, and our own actions on the May 7th, destroying terrorist infrastructure across Pakistan, and then on 9th and 10th, destroying their air bases and including the Noor Khan base and other attacks. So it has really shown the seriousness that India is there, the effectiveness of our defense systems, our air defense systems, our missiles, and it has really boosted India's position globally, that we are able to look after ourselves, and we will continue to do so, and we will continue to modernize. And we have done this very effectively.
Ambassador Sikri, also very quickly, I want to understand from you, how does it really help India's push towards the FATF? Because we've seen Pakistan's efforts and even China helping it to shield it in the UNSC and also, somewhere hoodwink the FATF. But how does this move, the latest move by US, aid India's efforts?
Oh, definitely it does. We have always been saying that in our global fight against terrorism and all the counterterrorism operations, financing and supply of weapons, these are the two critical factors on which we need global support and global coordination to make sure that the terrorists do not get these two vital elements, the financing in the money and the purchase of weapons. And the FATF is a very effective mechanism. As you know, earlier on, Pakistan was on the FATF grey list, from which they had been removed, but we are within our rights to ask for the reintroduction of Pakistan into the FATF grey list, and then to do further investigations to see how this can be moved ahead. I'm sure that we will be taking effective action on this because it is very much called for under these circumstances. It's a logical conclusion and a logical part of India's global efforts against terrorism within our region, within our country, and across the world.
Right. Thank you so much, Ambassador Sikri, for joining us on Republic TV. Viewers, we shift our focus to story number 2 that we're tracking for you. An allegedly drunk man driving a BMW hit an elderly riding a scooty in Gujarat's Gandhinagar. The elderly man was thrown 20 feet onto the road and died on the spot. A CCTV of the incident shows a black BMW car hitting the two-wheeler. The incident coming to light as Republic has been bringing to focus the multiple instances of VVIP brats that use their luxury cars as a murder weapon. This is a case of luxury murder. Question is, between the rule of law, does anyone care for the rule of law? Or rather, who rules the law? Who owns the roads? Who owns the law? It's the rich and powerful, viewers, who get away with these murders. And they get away with essays, they get away with bailable offences mentioned in the FIR, even though they have killed someone. We will take you through all of these serious cases one by one, where the rich brats have run over the middle class viewers. Now you see, one by one you're seeing videos of that on your screens, from Vadra in Gujarat to Gandhinagar today, Pune case, the Pune Porsche case. Recently in Delhi's Vasant Vihar also a similar case had happened. And we also have, all right, we have an activist joining us. We have Mr. Sushil Pandit, well-known activist joining us on the broadcast. Thanks so much, sir. So there's been a pattern, and it's not the first time. We've seen this for decades. But of late, we see that how there is underage, there is drunk driving, and there are all rich and powerful. This is a case of luxury murder that we are bringing to focus. And it clearly shows that there is no rule of law. It's about who is ruling the law, who is ruling power. You know, these people continue to get away with such offenses. They get away with murder.
That's true. And this has been going on. It shouldn't surprise anyone. These are VIP murderers. These are tycoon murderers. They are film stars. They are celebrities and who's who commit such crimes with impunity and get away with it because our our law enforcement, our crime and punishment system, our criminal justice system has broken. It's been broken for ages. These BMWs and such vehicles, SUVs, overnight become trucks. And victims actually become the reason for their plight. It is victim bashing at best when this comes to, in fact, punishing the actual criminals. We've had a case of collusion in Delhi between the prosecutor and the defensive lawyer.
Yes.
Supreme Court had to intervene and punish the defending lawyer because there were sting operations of collusion between the prosecutor and the defense lawyer. So such is the case. And this is case after case after case where rich brats get away with murder. Rich brats, and because there is no exemplary punishment, because you don't make an example out of such flagrant violation, these cases continue with impunity. Others don't get to learn a lesson, and they feel that they can get away with it because they have expensive lawyers by their side.
Yes.
They have pliable judges and a criminal justice system that just doesn't work. You have under trials languishing in jails for decades. But you have such rich, spoiled brats who get away with a murder without spending even a day.
Yes, sir.
They get a bail overnight, and then they fight cases with tons of money they have at their disposal.
Yeah, right, sir.
This needs to be checked.
Yes, sir, absolutely, of course. And the victim's family continue. They have lost their loved ones and they have no hopes, it seems, now for the justice also. Thanks so much, Mr. Pandit, for joining us, Republic TV viewers. We shift our focus story number 3 now. In a major boost to India's maritime prowess, the Indian Navy commissioned the INS Nistar, a first fully indigenous diving support vessel with world-class submarine rescue, deep-sea diving and training capabilities. The vessel can perform diving salvage operations up to a depth of 300 meters, with INS Nistar boasting of capabilities exclusive to only a few navies worldwide. The induction sets a great diplomatic leverage for India. So let us just help you understand the significance of the Nistar. Now, viewers, it's the first fully indigenous diving support vessel, and it's of course a strategic leap in submarine rescue. Rescue operations have been in the news of late as well. Rescues submarines from depths up to 1,000 meters, and it's a deep submergence. It has a deep submergence rescue vehicle, and the saturation diving is up to 300 meters. These are the important factors why it's important. Side diving also is a feature up to 75 meters. It allows side diving also, and it's equipped with the side scan sonar. That is again very important as far as the rescue operation is concerned. It includes an ICU, an OT, an operation theater also, and decompression chamber as well. And it can continue for more than 60 days of sea operations. So there is a longevity also. If there is any operation that continues for longer time, this INS ship will be of use. Over 80% of indigenous components have been used. That is very important to note. A major push for self-reliance, a major push for Atmanirbharta in defense, and inputs from 120 plus Indian MSMEs. Again, the push for Atmanirbharta is on display here. Diplomatic and strategic leverage, of course, viewers. Now, take a look at this beautiful rescue ship, India's first indigenous deep rescue Navy ship. And viewers, Bihar's capital Patna is turning into a crime capital. A spate of murders have been reported from Bihar in the last 10 days. Yesterday, gangsters barged inside a hospital and opened fire on another gangster who was under trial. He was out on parole and undergoing treatment. More CCTVs have now come out today. On your screens, in this video, you can see that these assailants, the same assailants who had shot dead Chandan Mishra there in the Paras hospital. They came out. This is like a victory march, you see. And the school girl, there's a school girl you'll see, and she was walking and she obviously got terrified of what she witnessed, and then she runs to hide somewhere. And these are gangsters celebrating a murder, wielding the weapon openly in broad daylight, middle of the road. They are brandishing their weapons in the open. This is happening in the heart of Bihar, in the capital city of Bihar, that is Patna, viewers. The moment this girl had seen this, the bike carrying the gangsters and the weapons, she of course runs for cover. So this is the state of affairs, state of law and order. Gopal Khemka murder just a few days ago happened. Again, there's there's a mystery that still looms, and the police is busy shifting blames on why this is happening, not taking responsibility, but blaming it on farmers, saying that the farmers are idle during the rainy season, and that's why there's a rise in the case of crimes. Prakash Singh joins us on the phone line from Prakash. Well, we see this CCTV footage that has come out, and we see that these assailants, first they in a mafia style, they enter the hospital. We can play out all the visuals from the hospital also. They brandish the weapon inside, they open fire, they come out, and it's like a victory march in the middle of the road in broad daylight.
Well, yes, it was some kind of CCTV visuals that have come out yesterday and today. Yesterday there were 5 to 6 people entering inside the
5 to 6 people entering inside the corridor of the hospital with openly displaying pistols in their hand, enter the room 209, shot him dead. Chandan Mishra, who was also a notorious criminal, 25 cases on his head of murder and other criminal charges. And now today we got the CCTV footage in which we can see, one, that all the 5-6 criminals assembled at one place. They made the plan and they entered inside the hospital. The second CCTV video showed that after the shootout, they were celebrating on the road, brandishing pistol open in the air with 3 miscreants on one bike each. 2 bikes were there, and we can also see a girl who was terror-stricken. And she had a nightmare. She's taken a safe hideout and she escaped narrowly once she shot. This kind of images that have come from Bihar, maybe it may be termed as a gang war, but This kind of gang war
Prakash, very
openly
quickly.
displaying and creating havoc
Prakash,
among
very
the
quickly,
people of Bihar.
Any action that has been taken? Has there been any arrest in the matter?
Well, we'll get to know that few people have been detained in this case. Interrogations are still on, and to arrest and nab the actual culprit in this particular case. 5 to 6 people were involved in this case, led by Tausif alias Badshah, who is on the run. And police is confident that they know about the whereabouts of all these criminals, and they are confident that they will be nabbed soon.
Okay.
Back to you.
Right. Prakash Singh, thank you so much for joining us on 6 Stories at 6 with those inputs from Patna. We were shifting our focus to story number 5. Former Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel, his son Chaitanya Baghel has been arrested by the ED and he's in custody for 5 days. The case involves a massive liquor scam and a parallel liquor distribution syndicate which the ED alleges was run by funds laundered through real estate firms of Chaitanya Baghel. ED produced Chaitanya before the PMLA court in Raipur after conducting raids at his residence in Bhilai. Now, Bhupesh Baghel, speaking to the media, has said that it is vendetta, it is witch hunt by the centre against the opposition. Listen into Bhupesh Baghel.
मेरे घर में ईडी का छापा पड़ा, 15 दिन बाद 26 मार्च को सीबीआई का छापा डाला और 10 मार्च से लेके आज 18 जुलाई जब मेरे लड़के का जन्मदिन है, उस दिन तक एक भी नोटिस नहीं, कोई पूछताछ नहीं और आज सीधी गिरफ्तारी। तो ये सीधी बात ये है कि अडानी के खिलाफ कांग्रेस पार्टी ने काम किया, हम सारे विधायक कमनार गए, इसके कारण से ये कार्रवाई की गई। और जो शिकायत ये आ रही है कि पप्पू बंसल के बयान के आधार पर, तो यहाँ कोर्ट से उसके खिलाफ नॉन अवेलेबल वारंट है और वो आदमी खुलेआम घूम रहा है, कभी ईडी कार्यालय जाता है, कभी सीबीआई कार्यालय जाता है। उसके बयान के आधार पे आप कार्रवाई कर रहे हो और वो आदमी कोर्ट के एनबीडब्ल्यू है और ऑफिस घूम रहा है। इससे समझ आ जाता है कि सारा षड्यंत्र हो रहा है शासकीय एजेंसियों के माध्यम से।
And finally, viewers, Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Bengal on Friday to launch a series of development projects worth over 12,000 crore rupees aimed at strengthening the infrastructure, connectivity and socio-economic growth in the state. In fact, he was in Bihar also. And just a while back, he was addressing a rally in Durgapur, West Bengal. He targeted the lawlessness of the TMC government. He promised significant changes if the BJP comes to power. Big push for Paribartan, as he said in the speech. He also talked about how BJP will push to weed out the migrants, the illegal migrants in West Bengal. He also talked about the crimes, the rise in the crimes against women in the state of West Bengal. We leave you with the parts from Prime Minister's speech. Thanks for watching.
बोले भारत माता की, भारत माता की। जैसे अवसर गुरुग्राम में है, वैसे ही अवसर गया जी में भी बने। आज हर कोई कह रहा है टीएमसी हटाओ, बंगाल बचाओ।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
global slap on Pak-sponsored TRF.
This was a mass murder in Pahalgam carried out by the TRF. There is ample evidence which is now available. United States, which was trying to put a very even-handed response between India and Pakistan, that era now seems to be over.
Pakistan terror proxy, now world's problem. Debating tonight at 8 p.m.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
भारत की अपनी दुकान, इंडिया सोना,
अपने देश का सामान, इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना,
इंडिया सोना।
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
मैं तनु क्या सी कि अब हमें सेकंड इनकम बिल्ड कर लेनी चाहिए और तुमने वापस म्यूचुअल फंड में पैसे डाल दिए।
ये फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स है।
मतलब
फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स मतलब चुने हुए इंटरेस्ट बेयरिंग कंपनी बॉन्ड्स, गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स और मनी मार्केट विच इन्वेस्टमेंट मतलब रेगुलर इनकम विच वी कैन विड्रॉ फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम।
मतलब म्यूचुअल फंड में फिक्स्ड इनकम वाली बात सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला।
सिप सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
Welcome to Republic. I'm Rhythm. Our top focus is going to also be on the ED investigation on former Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, Bhupesh Baghel's son, who's now been arrested and in ED custody. First, a look at our top headlines.
बंगाल विकास चाहता है, बांग्ला परिवर्तन चाहे, बांग्ला उन्नयन चाहे।
Prime Minister gives Parivartan call in West Bengal's Durgapur, says development will come once the TMC is gone. NCP SP MLA Rohit Pawar gets into a heated argument with police officers at Mumbai's Azad Maidan police station. Raipur court sends ex-Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel's son Chaitanya to 5-day ED custody in multi-crore liquor scam case. Middle class run over by the rich yet again in Gandhinagar. BMW car kills one. The rich brat gets bail. Complete collapse of law and order on the streets of Patna. Another video from hospital firing shows accused roaming freely. US declares the resistance front outfit behind Pahalgam attack foreign terrorist organization. India hails the move. Viewers, we're getting breaking news. A fire has broken out in a chemical factory in Sambhapur area under Sonia police station limits. Fire tenders from Delhi and Uttar Pradesh have been seen carrying out firefighting operations. It's a chemical factory ablaze in the capital. Massive fire that's broken out in the capital. The chemical factory in Sambhalpur area under the Sonia Vihar police station, which has caught fire, and fire tenders have rushed to the spot to try, but a chemical fire factory ablaze. This is a massive fire that's continuing there. And viewers, there is no end to the hit and run cases in this country. There is another rich brat, drunk, hits, kills an innocent in Gujarat's Gandhinagar while driving his posh BMW. He's been let off again on bail. We say stop the luxury murders. This is a Republic TV campaign. We're exposing the pattern across India. And we show you these 5 videos and this kind of rampant horror that's been going on in India. We first show you the video where the BMW crushed the middle-aged man, the middle-class man in Gandhinagar in Gujarat, and that man, the boy in the BMW, is now out on bail. This is the video 1 of the luxury murders. Then we show you a few days ago in the posh locality of Vasant Vihar in Delhi, a rich drunk driver runs over 5. This happens and he also out on bail. We show you then the video 3, the case from last year, the Pune Porsche VVIP killer brat case who crushed 2 techies. He changed blood samples with his mother in the hospital, Sassoon Hospital. He was beaten by the normal person here, the middle class person here, but in the police station he also had the politicians waiting to try and get him out on bail. We show you a video 4, another round of the hit and run case. This is in Vadra, Gujarat, another powerful VVIP brat who is drunk on his power, entitlement, and intoxicated, inebriated. This is another round of the hit and run case, and video 5 shows you the Congress MLA's son who runs over a cop and his mother says, "Ye thoda sa accident hai." This is a political conspiracy when he hits into a constable as he crosses that cop there. These are just some of the videos that we show you in luxury murders as a part of what we're trying to show you as a part of our Republic campaign. And viewers, as I'm saying this, I also want to now give you more details. We're going to go across to the guest, victim Anish Awadhya's uncle in the Pune Porsche case, Akhilesh Awadhya, who's now joining us. Akhilesh ji, this is with sorrow that we're telling you this and we're showing you this, but this is across India that VVIP brats think they have a license to kill. There is no accountability, and you've been the sufferer of one such incident in the Pune Posh case. That person is now not even being treated as an adult. He was 17, but now going to be only treated as a minor. He's going to get away scot-free despite the use of influence, despite the blood sample change, despite the politicians who were present at the police station the very night your family member Anish had passed away. It's a sad tragedy that we're seeing across India. What action do you say should be taken here?
जी मैडम, हेलो, जी मैडम।
अखिलेश जी, हम आपसे पूछ रहे हैं, अनीश आपके जो आप जिनके अंकल थे, उनके साथ जो हादसा हुआ था लास्ट ईयर, उसके बाद भी कुछ नहीं बदला। भारत में उसी तरीके से, उसी गाड़ियों से कुचले जा रहे हैं लोग, BMW होए चाहे कोई भी बड़ी गाड़ी होए, VIP ब्रैट्स का ये कल्चर इंडिया में चले जा रहा है। आपका भारत के लोगों को और भारत के नेताओं को, भारत की सरकार को क्या कहेंगे आप? आपकी क्या मांग होगी?
सबसे पहले तो भारत सरकार को इस विषय में नया कानून बनाना चाहिए। कानून ये होना चाहिए कि जो जिस प्रकार से ये पुणे पुलिस दुर्घटना हुई, इसमें वो माइनर था और उसको माइनर के कारण उसको उस प्रकार का बेल आउट हो गया था वहां से किशोर न्यायालय से, जेजे बोर्ड से। तो सिर्फ ये कानून की कमी थी, जबकि वो उसका पूरा जो कृत्य था, एक्ट था, वो पूर्णतः वयस्क के रूप में था। इस प्रकार की घटनाएं उसके बाद कम से कम देश में 10 से 15 बड़ी बड़ी घटनाएं हुई, जिसमें इस प्रकार से लोगों ने दूसरे लोगों को कुचल दिया और बड़ी बड़ी ये महंगी गाड़ियां लेगी। और दूसरा, किस प्रकार से लाइसेंस इनको रिलीज हो जाता है। जो भारत सरकार का लाइसेंस अथॉरिटी है, वो समय समय पर जो इनका एग्जामिनिंग होना चाहिए, जो ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस जो मिल जाता है, वो भी बहुत गलत तरीके से मिलता है। इसके कारण भी दुर्घटनाएं बढ़ रही हैं। जो समय समय पर इनका मेडिकल नहीं होता, चेकअप नहीं होता और लाइसेंस आसानी से उपलब्ध हो जाता है। इस कारण भी इस प्रकार की दुर्घटनाएं हो रही हैं। तो मैं भारत सरकार से कानून के विषय में बात करना चाहूंगा कि कानून को जरा सख्त होना चाहिए और लाइसेंस अथॉरिटी को भी समय देने के बाद भी समय समय पर चेक करना चाहिए कि वास्तव में वो उसका दुरुपयोग कर रहा है कि ड्रिंक करके चला रहा है, नशा करके चला रहा है, तो उसका लाइसेंस तुरंत उसी हमेशा के लिए उसको रद्द होना चाहिए।
बिल्कुल आप सही कह रहे हैं, कानून तो बदलना चाहिए। और जो ये जेजेबी बोर्ड पे बैठे हैं, जो ये माइनर की तरह ट्रीट कर रहे हैं, इनमें भी थोड़ी सेंसिटाइजेशन होनी चाहिए। जो इस केस में स्पेशल पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर हैं, पुणे पॉश केस में स्पेसिफिकली शिशिर हिरे, उन्होंने ये भी कहा है दैट ही विल बी अप्रोचिंग अ हायर कोर्ट पॉसिबली आफ्टर रीडिंग द जजमेंट ऑफ द जेजेबी एंड द बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट। आई थैंक यू फॉर बीइंग विद अस अखिलेश जी। बहुत ही दुख और बहुत ही दुख के साथ हमें ये स्टोरी ला रहे हैं that there's this air of entitlement and arrogance with these VVIP brats. Viewers, it's a focus, it's a Republic campaign that we are going to get to the bottom of. The other big story. Today in the heart of Islamabad, families of Baloch activists took a powerful stand against what they call the oppressive regime of Pakistan. These families traveled thousands of kilometers from Balochistan. They're demanding the immediate release of their loved ones. Activists who've been detained, tortured, silenced, only for fighting for justice and the basic rights of the Baloch people.
Families of Baloch activists who were arbitrarily arrested by Pakistani authorities gathered today in the heart of Islamabad, demanding immediate action for the release of their loved ones. The activists were detained under the draconian colonial law 3 MPO. The reason? Because they decided to stand up to the rampant human rights violation and called for peace and justice in Balochistan. Among the detainees is Dr. Mehrang Baloch, a prominent advocate for Baloch rights. Despite the expiry of the 3 MPO detention law, Dr. Mehrang and other activists remained illegally detained and were subjected to inhumane conditions, including denial of family visits and even a legal representation.
प्रेसिडेंट जेल जो है कोयटा के, उन्होंने एटीसी कोर्ट के जज पर हमारे सामने ब्लेम लगाया कि उन्होंने उनको ऑर्डर दिया है कि किसी वकालतनामे पे दस्तखत नहीं करें। तो उसके बाद 10 दिन से हम रिमांड में हैं। सबसे पहली बात, हमने 24 घंटे भूख हड़ताल की क्योंकि हमें हमारे ड्यू राइट्स नहीं मिले।
The families are raging and their demand rings as clear as the bell. The international community, including the UN, needs to hold Pakistan accountable for its oppression of the Baloch people. As families continue to fight for justice, Pakistan finds itself in the eye of a storm. The question is, as the world watches closely, will Pakistan face an international pressure for accountability?
There's breaking news coming in. Pakistan now comes to the rescue of Lashkar. Pakistan says Lashkar is a defunct banned organization. Pakistan tries to focus to BLA list as terror group. MOFA Pakistan statement is now, the Minister of Foreign Affairs Pakistan statement is now coming out, where Pakistan is now condemning terrorism in all forms. The Minister of Foreign Affairs is now stating that Lashkar is actually a defunct banned organization. They come to Lashkar's rescue. They say any link with LeT, which is a defunct organization banned in Pakistan, belies ground realities. Investigations into Pahalgam incident that happened in internationally recognized disputed region are still inconclusive. Pakistan has effectively, they say, dismantled concerned outfits. While the issue under consideration pertains to US domestic laws, India has a track record. Pakistan is continuing to say the same filth as always, and they continue to say in the statement by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I'm going to try and go across to Gursimran. Gursimran, I want to come across to you. This is once again a sham statement by a sham state, Pakistan, where they are trying to continue to say that we've done nothing wrong, we're against terrorism. LeT is a banned organization, it's a defunct organization, and India has a track record of exploiting this. What do we make out of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs statement from Pakistan here, Gursimran?
See, it has actually hit where it was supposed to hit, because now the Pakistan is completely rattled. They do not know what to do next. They are now trying to justify that the Lashkar-e-Toiba is a defunct organization, a banned organization upon which it has acted, and it has not acted against the assets but also the leaders of the Lashkar-e-Toiba. So that's very clear. The way Hafiz Sayyid and his son Tala Sayyid and other Saifullah Qari and other terrorists, Saifullah Kasuri, who is one of the mastermind of the Pahalgam terror attack, they are getting a free run in Pakistan. Now the Pakistan is saying that the Lashkar-e-Toiba is a banned organization. Actually, Pakistan has felt the heat that after UN listing the Resistance Front, an offshoot of Lashkar-e-Toiba, as the foreign terrorist organization as well as the global designated terror group, it is going to dent Pakistan a lot, because now any funding that goes to the Resistance Front or in the name of the Resistance Front, that comes under the international scrutiny. That is going to haunt Pakistan a lot, because the main objective of Pakistan offloading the Resistance Front was to evade the international scrutiny. But now Pakistan has completely failed to, reason being the investigations that have been done over the time by the India, and that was put before the United States by the Indian side, that see how these terror groups are behind not only the Pahalgam terror attack but Ganderbal terror attack, DKG terror attack, Bhata Doria terror attack, and also the Dhangri terror attack, the Shiv Khodi terror attack, where the innocent civilians were killed by the these Pakistani terrorists just on the base of their religion, and also the innocent killings of the Hindus and Sikhs that have been done from 2020 to 2022 that saw a spike, the targeted killings in the Kashmir Valley. All that has been done on the behest of Hafiz Sayyid. All that has been done on the behest of Sajjad Gul, who is operating from the Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. And now with the US listing the TRF as the foreign terrorist organization and the global designated terror group, Pakistan is in shambles. They are completely rattled, and now they have come out with a statement where they are trying to divert the attention towards what is happening in the Balochistan, their internal uprising. They are saying that look at this, what is happening. These groups that are affiliated to the Balochistan Liberation Army, they also be designated the same. But they are trying to give a cover to Lashkar-e-Toiba, stating that it is a defunct organization that has been banned and acted upon by the Pakistan. But the reality is known to the world the way Pakistan is a safe haven for Lashkar-e-Toiba, be it their ground cadres or their top brass that is there. And that was why there was need of Operation Sindoor for India to be carried out to dismantle the infrastructure of terror that is there in Pakistan.
Pakistan that is rattled, Gursimran. This is Pakistan that is nervous. This is Pakistan that is well aware that their role behind these terror organizations is very clear, and under the media glare and India's glare, they are now succumbing to the pressure. Thank you, Gursimran, for giving us those details. Moving on, another breaking news coming in. Encounter takes place between security forces and Maoists in the Abu Jamad region in Chhattisgarh's Narayanpur district. 6 Maoist bodies have been recovered in the ongoing battle. A large quantity of weapons, including AK-47 and SLR rifles, have been recovered from the spot. This is based on intelligence inputs that regarding the Maoist presence in the Abujmad region of Narayanpur district, there were joint teams of security forces that launched a security operation. 6 Maoists have already been encountered in this exchange of fire between the security forces and the Maoists. In the course of the search operation, 6 Maoist bodies recovered. I want to go across to Akil. But the breaking news as we go across on this is that 6 Maoist bodies have been recovered from the encounter site, along with the rifles and various other weapons, explosive materials and daily items of use. Viewers, in yet another significant milestone for the armed forces, on Thursday, India successfully test-fired an upgraded version of its Akash missile defense system. The indigenous missile defense system successfully repelled Pakistan's attempts to invade the Indian airspace in the wake of Operation Sindoor, taking down missiles and drones launched by the enemy forces. The Ministry of Defense has shared a post on its X handle confirming this landmark achievement.
India on Thursday tested an upgraded version of its indigenous Akash missile defense system. The successful test firing of the upgraded missile defense system marked another significant milestone for the Indian Armed Forces. The new Akash Prime variant of the homegrown missile defense system was tested in the heights of Ladakh. The Ministry of Defense shared a post on its official X handle saying that the new missile successfully took down 2 unmanned high-speed aerial targets, underlining its precision strike capability at high altitudes. A clip shared by the Defense Ministry showed the Akash Prime streaking the clear skies and striking its targets with pinpoint accuracy in the rugged heights of Ladakh. The Akash air defense successfully repelled Pakistan's attempts to invade the Indian airspace in the wake of Operation Sindoor, striking down missiles and drones launched by the enemy forces. The Supreme Court stepped in on a high-stakes international custody battle, ordering Delhi police to trace a missing Russian woman, Victoria Basu, her 4.5-year-old son. The woman had disappeared on July 7th, and her estranged husband, Kolkata-based Saikat Basu, fears she may have fled the country. The top court directed the centre to issue a lookout circular and asked the Delhi Police Commissioner to submit a status report by today. A bench of Justice Surya Kant and Bakshi has also directed the Russian embassy to fully cooperate with the investigation.
Now matter is very sensitive. We will not reveal much, but gist of the matter is that government is, through London ASG, filed one status report stating that how they are doing investigation. Investigation is actually in its preliminary stage. So there are certain suspects. We reveal their name. court already directed them to do proper investigation with regard to those names and do necessary interrogation and do whatever needful to get the investigation done fairly and properly. So in that situation now ASG further states that as far as their information is concerned, the child has not left India through at least official channel. If not, there is also possibility through not legal, illegal channel or other means. So that will come in investigation. Matter is again kept for Monday. So they will come up with certain other things, I believe.
Just last question before I let you go. Can you walk us through the custody arrangement before the woman actually went away with the child?
Previous custody arrangement you are talking about. Previous custody arrangement which was actually operative for almost 2 years. That was 20 hours out of 24 hours with the father and 4 hours with the mother. So this is a peculiar case where considering facts and her previous conduct and association, court granted this kind of arrangement 20 hours with the father, because father was always good for child's welfare in this matter. And but last date court giving them an opportunity, that they said that we will change ourselves. Court wanted to give them an opportunity, so that arrangement was changed and they actually took undue advantage of that. That arrangement, change arrangement is 3 days with the mother and 4 days with the father. So when after 2-3 weeks actually, when we dropped the child as per this last arrangement, then child and mother was missing and her phones were also switched off. Then we approached police. Initially police was very reluctant, saying that we can't do. We mention all this in complaint. Thereafter we file appropriate application before Supreme Court for compliance its own order. Then Supreme Court issued notice on that and matter was listed, and now police is doing investigation and other government agencies are also working. So let's see how it goes.
You had custody of your son, but then the time when your wife was supposed to return with your son, she did not. She did not. Yeah. What exactly happened?
So on 4th of July, I saw her taking luggages and entering Russian embassy. But she stayed there for some time. But when she came back, she had no luggages, and I also have proof of that. And what happened to that luggage, and why was she carrying luggages inside Russian embassy? That is one of the questions that people would be asking. Number one, and on Russian embassy today, they have said that on 5th also she went, which I am not aware of. But if they are saying she must have gone there on 5th. On 7th morning, 7th of July, I handed my son over as per Supreme Court order, and 8:33 a.m. it was the time when I handed him over to her. She took my son away. My son was waving me goodbye. I also recorded the video. I have it with me right now, and that was the last time I saw my son, and I have not seen my son ever since.
So now that you've approached the Supreme Court, what kind of relief are you expecting from them?
I see there are fringe elements everywhere. There are fringe elements in India, there are fringe elements in Russia. So she must have taken support of some fringe elements within the Russian embassy. So I do not care what the Russian government. I have nothing against Russia or the Russian government as such, but Russian government knows. If Russian government knows, if they still do not know, they can know. I just want my son back. That's it. And I am a law-abiding citizen of the country. I never broke any law in the country. I do not even have a traffic ticket in my name. So I was complying to Supreme Court order, but she did not. Apart from committing all the crimes, including that of child abuse, she did not comply to Supreme Court order, and now he is a fugitive right now.
When wheels kill and wallets win. Luxury cars, dead citizens, silent law. Are hit and runs now a luxury sport? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
QS&THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
QSMTHE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
भारत की अपनी दुकान, इंडिया सोना,
अपने देश का सामान, इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना,
इंडिया सोना। दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Thank you for joining us on Republic TV. It's been 3 months since the Pahalgam terror attack, ladies and gentlemen. And for the last 3 months, we've done everything from Operation Sindoor to expose Pakistan at the global stage. And tonight, as we broadcast this show, there is some, not complete, but some Pahalgam justice. The TRF Lashkar Front TRF that claimed responsibility for the Pahalgam attack on the 22nd of April has now been tagged by America as a terror group, which means the hammer is going to fall harder. We focus on TRF, the Lashkar Front, to which even Pakistan is responding tonight. And on the show, also tonight, I have the entire Vadra chart sheet. It's out and it's with Republic. Here are the headlines. On This is exclusive. US officially designates terror group behind Pahalgam terror attack TRF as a terrorist organization. TRF terror trumped. India welcomes American move to list TRF as a terror group, calls it a boost to joint counter-terror efforts globally, a big win for our diplomacy. As America cracks down on TRF for its role in Pahalgam, families of the 26 victims now look to justice and the long-awaited closure. They join me live on the show tonight. As Akash Prime with indigenous Seeker is tested successfully in Ladakh, the man who led the project joins me live on the world's best mid-range missile, which is on your screens right now. Ladies and gentlemen, today marks a big breakthrough in India's fight against terror. The group behind the Pahalgam terror attack, which claimed the lives of 26 Indians on the 22nd of April, less than 3 months ago, has finally been acknowledged as a terror outfit on the global stage. The United States, which has been following this story closely, has officially designated the Resistance Front, or TRF, which is nothing but another name for Lashkar-e-Toiba, a proxy of Lashkar-e-Toiba. It's now been designated as a foreign terrorist organization by America. The TRF, which had openly claimed responsibility for the Pahalgam attack, making it the deadliest terror strike on Indian soil since the 26/11 Mumbai attack. And the move by America tonight is a significant diplomatic win for India. And as we look at the significance of this move tonight, we have two families live on the show. Survivors, eyewitnesses, family members of those who were killed in the Pahalgam attack. We speak to them after this report.
The armed gunmen you see in these clips belong to a group called the Resistance Front.
Please ask for help. Okay, first you give the hands water, yes. Drop of water. Take a drop of water, sir, please. थोड़ा बताइए हुआ. पति को मार दिया.
TRF, a Lashkar-e-Toiba proxy, has been involved in numerous terror-related activities, including the heinous attack on civilians in Pahalgam on 22nd of April 2025.
यहाँ पर थी क्या बोलते भेलपुरी खाने से मेरा पति साइड में था एक इंसान आया उसने उसको गोली मार दी यहाँ पे उसने बोला कि ये शायद मुस्लिम नहीं है उसने उसको गोली मार दी
TRF also claimed responsibility for several attacks against Indian security forces, including most recently in 2024. Furthermore, LeT itself had claimed responsibility for the 2008 Mumbai attacks. India has welcomed the US decision of designating the Resistance Front as a foreign terrorist organization and a specially designated global terrorist under US anti-terrorism laws. India called it a significant step in the global fight against terrorism. The MEA further noted that the decision aligns with India's long-standing call for international cooperation to dismantle terror infrastructure and the strong policy of zero tolerance towards terrorism. India has been pushing for the international forum like Quad and the BRICS to take a hard stance on terrorism by pushing for the issues of cross-border terrorism, terror financing, extremism and separatism. During SCO Council meeting of Foreign Ministers, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar stressed the importance of taking an uncompromising stance on terrorism, citing the recent Pahalgam terrorist attack.
The three evils that SCO was founded to combat: terrorism, separatism, and extremism. Not surprisingly, they often occur together. Recently, we in India witnessed a graphic example in the terrorist attack in Pahalgam on 22nd April 2025. It was deliberately conducted to undermine the tourism economy of Jammu and Kashmir while sowing a religious divide. The UN Security Council, of which some here are currently members, issued a statement that condemned it in the strongest terms and, quote, underlying the need to hold perpetrators, organizers, financiers and sponsors of this reprehensible act of terrorism accountable and bring them to justice, unquote.
The terror tagging of TRF will take off the mask of Pakistan's terror ties. The attempt to hoodwink FATF authorities will no longer work.
थोड़ा बताइए हुआ पति को मार दिया.
And as you saw those images, one of the victims you saw there was Lieutenant Vinay Narwal. I have his father, Mr. Rahul Narwal, joining me on the broadcast today. Mr. Narwal, first of all, thank you, sir, for joining us this evening and taking the time out to speaking to us. Namaste.
Thank you. My name is Rajesh Narwal.
Rajesh, I'm sorry about that, sir. Rajesh.
मेरा नाम राजेश नरवाल है और हिंदी में बात करेंगे.
हाँ जी, राजेश जी, अभी ये जो यूएस का एक मूव आया है, ऑफ कोर्स इंडिया हैज बीन कैंपेनिंग अगेंस्ट टीआरएफ ऑन द ग्लोबल स्टेज. व्हाट डज दिस मीन फॉर योर फैमिली? आपको क्या लगा ये सुन के कि आज अमेरिका ने टीआरएफ को एक टैग दिया है, टेररिस्ट टैग दिया है? डज इट मैटर टू यू एंड योर फैमिली? डज इट मेक एनी डिफरेंस?
यस, जो इसको टीआरएफ को, द रेजिस्टेंस फ्रंट को टेररिस्ट टैग दिया है, तो पहले तो समझने की बात यह है कि ये जो टीआरएफ है ये लश्कर तैयबा का ही एक मुखौटा पहने हुए है. लश्कर तैयबा ये
yes.
तो इसमें इस जो ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बनाया था इसको भी डेजिग्नेटेड टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन डिक्लेयर किया है. तो बहुत अच्छा किया है और ये सराहनीय काम है यूएस गवर्नमेंट का. आई डू अप्रिशिएट.
अभी 2 मिनट पहले एक स्टेटमेंट आया है, मैं आपको पढ़ के आपको सुन रहा हूँ. आई मीन आई वांट यू टू लिसन टू दिस. ये सुन के मुझे बहुत आश्चर्य हुआ. ये देखिए, ये पाकिस्तान का स्टेटमेंट ये आया है कि लश्कर एक डिफंक्ट बैंड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है और ये टेरर ग्रुप है, लेकिन ये डिफंक्ट है. क्या आप इस स्टेटमेंट से सहमत है? पाकिस्तान सेज Lashkar-e-Toiba is a defunct terror organization that doesn't exist.
Now it is not defunctional, so we cannot say it defunct. ये तो अभी भी अपने काम कर रहा है. और ये बताइए, जैसे लश्कर-ए-तैयबा ही है, उसने टीआरएफ बना रखा है, हो सकता है एक दो और बना रखे हो, अभी हमारे नोटिस में नहीं हो. तो इनफैक्ट कौन है वो लश्कर-ए-तैयबा ही है, तो डिफंक्ट तो नहीं है. इसलिए मैं इससे सहमत नहीं हूँ इस बात से. तो पाकिस्तान का जो स्टेक है ये कहना है वो गलत है सरासर, मुझे ऐसा लगता है.
राजेश जी, ये देखिए, ये हमें ये भी आश्चर्य लगा कि इफ यू लुक एट द क्रोनोलॉजी, पहलगाम टेरर अटैक के बाद ऑपरेशन सिंदूर हुआ. ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के बाद डोनाल्ड ट्रंप का एक स्टेटमेंट आया कि सीज फायर हुआ है, मैंने बातचीत की है पाकिस्तान से और भारत से. ये जो पूरा ड्रामेबाज भी थे, जो बहुत सारा ड्रामा भी हुआ कि उन्होंने सीज फायर का ये जो फैसला किया था, उन्होंने क्लेम करने की अटेम्प्ट की थी. आपको क्या लगता है, क्योंकि आसिम मुनीर को उन्होंने इनविटेशन भी दिला के अमेरिका बुलाया. आसिम मुनीर अभी भी एक दोस्त है अमेरिका का, तो इस मूव में कोई डुप्लिसिटी लग रहा है आपको?
देखो, जो यूएस गवर्नमेंट ने जो ये डिसीजन लिया है कि टीआरएफ को अपने आप में लश्कर तैयबा का मुखौटा पहना हुआ दूसरा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, उसको टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में डाला है, तो इससे लगता है कि यूएस गवर्नमेंट ने इस चीज को मतलब माना है कि ये टेररिस्ट जो अटैक हुआ है और उसने जो जिम्मेदारी ली थी उसी ने किया है, और कहीं ना कहीं उसके पीछे जो बात है वो आप और हम सभी जानते हैं। तो इससे आसिफ मुनीर जी के साथ उनका क्या है क्या नहीं है, इस बारे में कुछ नहीं कहना है मुझे।
सर, आपको ये भी पूछना है कि अभी आसिम मुनीर इज वेरी एक्टिव। आसिम मुनीर और पाकिस्तान का जो स्टेटमेंट आई है, दे आर ट्राइंग टू डाइवर्ट द अटेंशन, बट माय क्वेश्चन टू यू इज, एज फार एज पाकिस्तान इज कंसर्न, द TRF टेररिस्ट बिहाइंड द पहलगाम अटैक, पहलगाम में जो आतंकवादी आए थे, दे आर स्टिल अलाइव।
इस बारे में ना आप जान सकते हैं ना मुझे मालूम है, लेकिन इतना जरूर है कि हमारी सरकार इस मामले में बहुत ही गंभीर है और बहुत ही सेंसिटाइज है, और डे आफ्टर डे या टुडे या डे आफ्टर सम डेज डेफिनेटली वो पकड़े जाएंगे और सरकार उन पर एक्शन करेगी।
हाँ जी। And Lieutenant Vinay Narwal, when we saw the visuals, sir, of the family and the entire country paid tribute to Lieutenant Vinay Narwal, all of us, had our head in shame that we allowed this to happen. How is your family coping with this? Unke parivar mein, how are all of you coping with this, sir?
Sir, ये बड़ा इमोशनल सा क्वेश्चन है। इसमें जिसके घर में ये सब हुआ होता है तो वो कैसे कोप अप करेगा, कोप अप करने की स्थिति में ही नहीं होता है। इकलौता बच्चा है, न्यूली मैरिड है, 5 दिन पहले शादी हुई है, 3 दिन पहले उसकी रिसेप्शन हुई है, घर में शादी का माहौल है, और अचानक इतना बड़ा पार्ट टूट पड़े फैमिली के ऊपर, तो अर्श से फर्श पे आने वाली बात हो जाती है। मानसिक तौर पे मानसिक संतुलन बिगड़ गया हम सबका। तो वी आर स्टिल इन ट्रॉमेटिक स्टेट ऑफ माइंड। तो कोप अप करने की तो कोई बात ही नहीं है, नहीं कर पाते हैं, नहीं कर पाए।
मेरा आखिरी क्वेश्चन आपसे ये है, राजेश नरवाल जी, आप लेफ्टिनेंट विनय नरवाल के पिताजी है, क्या आपके मन में ऐसा कुछ है कि हम अभी भी कर सकते हैं टू ब्रिंग जस्टिस, क्लोजर टू द पहलगाम विक्टिम्स?
देखो, जो हमारी सरकार जो है ये अपना काम कर रही है, और सरकार पर हमें भरोसा करना चाहिए, क्योंकि पहलगाम टेरर अटैक के बाद ऑपरेशन सिंदूर भी किया गया, जिससे मेरे देशवासियों को और हर सिटीजन को, इंडियन को एक सांत्वना मिली है कि हमने कहीं ना कहीं हमने टेररिस्ट अटैक जो पहलगाम में 22 तारीख को हुआ था, जिसमें मेरा बेटा लेफ्टिनेंट विनय भी शहीद हुआ है, तो उनका बदला लिया गया है। तो मेरे देशवासियों को उससे सांत्वना मिली है, क्योंकि ये दुख मेरा अकेले का नहीं रहा है, ये पूरे वैश्विक दुख है ये, और मेरे देश के हर निवासी का ये दुख रहा है। सब मेरे दुख में शरीक हुए हैं। तो एक्शन तो लिया है गवर्नमेंट ने, जो ठीक समझेगी फ्यूचर में जैसा भी होगा एक्शन ले भी रही होगी, मेरा यही कहना।
हाँ जी, राजेश नरवाल जी, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया for speaking to Republic TV. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for taking the time out and having the courage to speak. And we're getting in some more breaking news now, because we have a statement also coming in. It's an exclusive statement from the US Embassy. The US Embassy spokesperson in India, Chris Elms, has issued a statement on the American move to tag TRF as a terror group.
July 17th, the U.S. Department of State added the Resistance Front as a designated foreign terrorist organization and specially designated global terrorist. TRF, a luxury type of front and proxy, claimed responsibility for the April 22nd Pahalgam attack, which killed 26 civilians. This was the deadliest attack on civilians in India since the 2008 Mumbai attacks conducted by LeT. TRF has also claimed responsibility for several attacks against Indian security forces, including most recently in 2024. These actions taken by the U.S. Department of State demonstrate the Trump administration's commitment to protecting our national security interests, countering terrorism, and enforcing President Trump's call for justice for the Pahalgam attack.
Okay, that statement came in a few minutes back from the US Embassy. Moving on to our next big story. Big moment for India, for India's indigenous capability. The Indian Army successfully tested the Akash Prime missile system, which is designed to operate in extreme cold, high altitude conditions, especially above 4,500 meters. This specific testing was conducted at 15,000 feet. In the test carried out by the Indian Army in the Ladakh sector, the missile hit 2 confirmed kills during a test run. This advanced missile is a new variant of India's Akash missile system. It is an unmatched missile technology. It's also one of the world's best mid-range missile. I spoke to Dr. Prahalada Ramarao, who also has played a very, very big role. He was the project head for Akash missile system. He talks about how Akash Prime sets India worlds apart and why he says the entire Akash is now ours. Akash Prime is here, and we've seen the kind of comments that have been made in the last few weeks and months on the need for more and more made in India, indigenous weaponry, technology, missiles. When you look at Akash Prime, how far have we come, sir?
One thing we are very happy, and it is our strategy that when the Akash was already being used, it was given to the Indian Army, Indian Air Force, and it was showing good performance. We took the decision to do Akash Prime. That is, how do you go ahead with the improved version of Akash, better version of Akash. And this is a good strategy, that there is a possibility of continuous improvement of a product. In probably every few years we bring out a new innovation, new improvement, new software, new hardware, many things we can do. That way we launched the Akash Prime, and knowing fully well that Akash itself is meeting all the requirements, but we said let us customize for specific roles where Akash Prime will be giving a slight edge than Akash alone. So this is how we started. I am happy that it has been tested by users at the most stringent conditions, and it has worked well. I am very happy with it, and our dream, also our strategy has worked out very satisfactorily.
You spoke about the edge. How big is this edge when you have Akash Prime intercepting 2 targets at high speed successfully?
See, the edge is, there are certain geometries where, see, the Akash will be going surface to air, and the target from the adversary is flying into our territory. It can come from different azimuth directions, different elevations, and also at different speeds. This is expected. Akash is anyway working. But suppose you have a hilly terrain. Then naturally over certain particular azimuth and elevation, you may not be able to see the adversary's image or radar image. You can't see, radar reflection you cannot see. Then you have to require to take a very unique trajectory for that particular target. There you need a small edge so that you will go more accurately, and we may like to hand over the certain last second activities to the missile itself, instead of guiding from the ground-based radar. Normally we are guiding the missile from a ground-based radar till the missile intercepts the target and explodes the warhead so that the target gets destroyed. This is normally condition. But in the prime case, what we do is, we will allow the missiles seek the target by itself. So it will be more accurate during the terminal phase, and even though the ground-based radar cannot be seeing the target all the time, the missile will see and go and intercept. So it becomes some sort of autonomous, and there is a seeker, RF seeker to do the job, and that will ensure that under all circumstances, the edge will be giving you superiority so that the target cannot escape or hiding behind a hill or trying to go low suddenly. That such situations we can combat very successfully. And fortunately, we are able to do a proper system engineering so that the same missile with the same length and size and weight is able to handle the RF seeker also, and the same launcher can carry the missiles, whether Akash or Akash Prime, it can carry the same missile, and the user will have the total freedom and flexibility to load a launcher with a mix of Akash and Akash Prime, and the onboard or a ground-based command center will take a decision. It can take autonomous decision or a commander-induced decision to use either Akash or Akash Prime, because the same protocols are there, and this gives a hell of a lot of confidence, flexibility, customization for the Army or the Air Force who want to use this Akash and Akash Prime. They are the same breed, they are from the same breed. Each has one has slight edge, another has, and of course, as you can understand, Akash Prime will be, because of that small edge, it will be little expensive, and Akash will be little lower cost. That's it. Otherwise, it is a beautiful piece of engineering work.
Okay, that was Dr. Prahalada Ramarao, the man who headed the Akash project. So he's been a part of the Akash project, was tasked to do that by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The entire podcast will be put up on republicworld.com. It's critical what he says vis-a-vis China and why it gives us the edge. Moving on now. Republic TV has accessed the full charge sheet against Robert Vadra, who's the accused #1 in the money laundering case. We've accessed details through this charge sheet of what and how Robert Vadra, through the Haryana land scam, laundered money. Okay, the charge sheet talks about Vadra receiving 58 crore as proceeds of crime. The money was routed through two channels. One, a sum of 5 crore was routed through Blue Breeze Trading Private Limited. Point number 2, 53 crore routed through Skylight Hospitality Private Limited. Vadra used these funds to acquire immovable properties and make investments, settle loans. 38 crore worth properties were linked to Vadra and have now been seized. That's nearly 43 properties we are hearing. What Vadra owns, we know about his land in Bikaner, Rajasthan, units in Good Earth City Centre, Gurugram, units in Bestech Business Tower in Mohali, residential units in J. Ambe Township in Ahmedabad. Real Earth Estates Private Limited owns these properties, and also MS Skylight Realty Private Limited. Shavan, with details of the charge sheet, he's got details of it with him. Shavan, it was a sweet deal, and it's been going on for several years. Finally, the charge sheet has been filed. Can you take us a little bit through what the charge sheet details out, which is new, and secondly, what next in this case?
Well, in fact, 11 people have been charge sheeted. Robert Vadra happens to be accused #1. A land which was purchased for about 3.5 crores was finally sold off for about 58 crore rupees to DLF. This company, that is Skylight Hospitality Private Limited, linked to Robert Vadra, purchased the land for about 3.5 crores, then sold it off to Unkareshwar Properties, and that was for 7.5 crore rupees. And finally, the same very land parcel was sold off for about 58 crore rupees. Now, according to this particular charge sheet, as far as the money, the proceeds of crime that was routed to Robert Vadra was about 58 crore rupees. They have basically put out details of how Robert Vadra has actually received the money or the proceeds of crime. 5 crore rupees was actually routed through a company named Blue Breeze Trading Private Limited, and about 53 crore rupees was routed through Skylight Hospitality Private Limited, a company that has been linked to him. The other important point is that apart from buying immovable properties, we are given to understand that Robert Vadra has used the proceeds of crime for buying land in Bikaner, units in Good Earth City Centre, which you already mentioned. Apart from that, he's bought land in Faridabad, plots in Mayfield in Gurugram, commercial units in Centrum Plaza in Gurugram, commercial units again in Gurugram, commercial units in Indo-Export Mart in Noida, an apartment in Gurugram, land in Bikaner, and a commercial space in Noida. Now these are claims that have been made by the Enforcement Directorate in the charge sheet that has been filed. But remember, this happens to be the first charge sheet that has been filed against Robert Vadra. There are about 3 cases that have been registered, or for that matter, which is being probed by the Enforcement Directorate. But this is one case where the Enforcement Directorate believes that they have enough evidence against Robert Vadra.
Shravan, thank you for joining us with those details. In fact, those details came into our newsrooms a short while back. It's a chart sheet which we have accessed. The entire chart sheet. They called it Damat Shri, the Damat scam, etc. And Robert Vadra finally has been chart sheeted. Very strangely, Rahul Gandhi has come out and defended Robert Vadra, saying that my brother-in-law is innocent. Story is developing. Thanks for watching. This is exclusive.
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IAHM.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल। ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े। क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
मैं तेनू क्या सी कि अब हमें सेकंड इनकम बिल्ड कर लेनी चाहिए, और तुमने वापस म्यूचुअल फंड में पैसे डाल दिए।
ये फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स है।
मतलब
फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स मतलब चुने हुए इंटरेस्ट बेयरिंग कंपनी बॉन्ड्स, गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स और मनी मार्केट विच इन्वेस्टमेंट मतलब रेगुलर इनकम विच वी कैन विड्रॉ फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम।
मतलब म्यूचुअल फंड में फिक्स्ड इनकम वाली बात सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
भारत की अपनी दुकान इंडिया सोना,
अपने देश का सामान इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना।
इंडिया सोना। MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल। ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े। क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
smartphones to the smart television, the trending stories are breaking the internet. The Coldplay concert is making headlines after their music concert witnessed a great cheating scandal. Next, we have an unfortunate story of Felix. The man who did the unthinkable has now passed away. Next, we talk about Trump's new illness that has been diagnosed, known illness that has been diagnosed, and it is now the talk of the town. Not just this, we're also tracking a story from United Kingdom where the country stands divided on its Prime Minister's proposal of a new voting age. They're mulling to lower the voting age, and there's a controversy behind it. And of course, Musk's grok has been making waves for declaring its religion now. On the other hand, it seems like Pakistan's claim of Trump visiting the country has come out to be a big fat lie. There's more embarrassment for the terror state. We have this and a lot more in this power-packed edition of Trending, and I'm Rakshita Mishra. A seemingly innocent kiss cam moment at the Coldplay concert in Ohio has spiraled into a major scandal within the US tech startup community. CEO of the data orchestration company Astronomer, Andy Bryan, was caught on camera in a rather cozy moment with his company's head of human resources, Christine Cabot.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
And on your screens were the visuals of that viral moment. It's a moment of shock and mortification in Massachusetts that has transfixed the internet. A camera at the Coldplay concert near Boston swept the audience, picking out the canoodling couple, and voila, they are busted. Just seconds later, they're horrified, they're mortified, and the lady turns and buries her face in her hands while Andy ducks down to the ground. And viewers, the twist in this story is that he's married with wife Megan, who found out the same way the rest of us did, through social media. Soon enough, her Facebook page was flooding with support and outrage. Megan has since made her profile private. In fact, Coldplay singer Chris Martin had this to say in regards to this viral kiss cam moment at which his concert, which accidentally exposed the affair.
What to do? Did we rumble you? Okay, right. Oh shit. I hope we didn't do something bad. Alright, okay. What to do? Did we rumble you? Okay, right. Oh shit. I hope we didn't do something bad. Alright, okay.
Started to in fact circulate on the internet, and he said that I want to acknowledge the moment that's been circulating online. It's a statement from Andy and the disappointment it's caused, he says. Now it turns out that this particular statement was from a parody account of Andy Byron. It holds no truth whatsoever. It's fake news. Now, even Musk joined the conversation by replying to an ex post about this incident with a laughing out loud emoji. And in the wake of this incident, Astronomer employees held an emergency meeting to address reputational damage. While there are no statements yet, chances are that heads might roll. So there's a swarm of responses coming in, viewers. Sorry for the wife. People are saying no sympathies for the husband. Is a general public trend that is being observed on social media. All right, now we shift our focus to the other story. Well, Felix is the Austrian daredevil who jumped from space in 2012, has sadly passed away at the age of 56. The legendary skydiver who stunned the world by breaking the sound barrier during a 2012 free fall from the edge of space has tragically died in a paragliding accident in Italy. Known as Fearless Felix, he became a global icon when he jumped from 24 miles above the earth, hitting 843.6 miles per hour at free fall, a feat backed by NASA technology and viewed by millions. Now there's an outpour of condolences. On your screens, viewers, we are showing you the posts that he was a global icon. It's visible, the hero of the stratosphere, the man who dared. Trump is trending again. President of the United States, known for his flamboyant self-image, often referring to himself as a Superman or even as a guardian angel of America, has been diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency. The condition was discovered after mild swelling was noticed in his lower legs. There you have the photographs that have gone viral. Meanwhile, the White House press secretary has had a rather bizarre explanation to this now. She says it is because of frequent handshakes that this has happened. Meanwhile, the netizens allege that Trump has been using the makeup to hide his illness.
This is consistent with minor soft tissue irritation from frequent handshaking and the use of aspirin, which is taken as part of a standard cardiovascular prevention regimen.
Photos showing bruising on Trump's hands were explained as a minor soft tissue irritation from frequent handshaking and aspirin taken as part of a standard cardiovascular prevention regimen, as Hewitt just said, and Leavitt just mentioned. And now the diagnosis, ladies and gentlemen, has got everyone talking. With one user saying in a rather pointed manner that they have been covering up his condition for quite some time now. And remember, viewers, that Trump had been very much vocal about Joe Biden, his illness, his supposed health as well. But right now, his own health issue has come to the fore. And it's time now to take a quick look at the trends running hot on social media. In a quirky response, the AI chatbot Grok claimed it would choose Sanatan Dharm if it were human, ending its statement with Jai Shri Ram. The question was posed by an ex-user, Nadeem Sheikh, a screenshot of which has since gone viral on X, garnering over 1 million views. Sheikh asked, Grok, if you were a human, which religion would you follow? Don't beat around the bush, name one religion, and it has made its choice very clearly. The Singapore Navy has taken the internet by storm with their latest viral video showcasing their crew performing the popular aura farming dance trend on board the MSRB Protector. This fun and energetic video pays tribute to 11-year-old Indonesian boy Ryan Arkandika, whose original dance video sparked a global trend. Speaking of the aura farming trend, it looks like people just can't get enough of it. Watch as Mumbai police join the viral aura farming wave with their own spin on the iconic boat dance. French intelligence input suggests that Masood Azhar, India's most wanted terrorist, has been spotted in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir's Gilgit-Baltistan region. He was recently seen in Skardu, around the Sadpara Road locality, which hosts multiple mosques, madrasas and guest houses. The Trump administration is planning to petition a court to unseal grand jury testimony from Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking case. This move comes after the Justice Department concluded that there was no evidence backing the conspiracy theories related to the Epstein's clients and death. Now, White House dismissed media reports claiming US President Donald Trump is scheduled to visit Pakistan on September. The White House clarified that the trip to Pakistan has not been scheduled at this time, and because of this, Pakistan media had to retract all the reports. It's an embarrassment for them. In Prayagraj, the holy rivers Ganga and Yamuna have risen significantly, and the waters entered the Bade Hanumanji Mandir, the famous temple also known as the LeT Hanuman Mandir, for the second time this year, bringing about the rare and sacred Mahasnan, or ritual bathing of the reclining Hanuman idol. Now, in a significant development from United Kingdom, viewers, it's considering to reduce the voting age to 16 by the next general election. Prime Minister Keir Starmer said that the move has been adopted to bring transparency to the voting systems in United Kingdom.
I think it's really important that 16 and 17-year-olds have the vote because they're old enough to go out to work. They're old enough to pay taxes, so to pay in. And I think if you pay in, you should have the opportunity to say what you want your money spent on, which way the government should go. So I'm really pleased that we're able to bring more young people into our democracy and give them the chance to have a say over how their taxes are going to be paid and what they're going to be used for.
Mr. Starmer has said that they are breaking the barrier so as to include more people in the United Kingdom's democracy. And the whole development has got everyone talking. Now, people are usually divided on this matter. Now, say, for instance, one individual, what he's saying. He's saying that the teenagers like to be edgy and rebellious, and this could be advantageous to the far-right Reform Party, while others say that it would only backfire. All right, that's all we could pack in this edition of Trending, viewers. We'll be right back with the Super Prime Time debate with Arnab Goswami.
When wheels kill and wallets win. Luxury cars, dead citizens, silent law. Are hit and runs now a luxury sport? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
This week on Get Me Right, why Punjab is on road to becoming the first state in the country to get a blasphemy law and the need to treat with caution. Also, is Donald Trump angry yet helpless with Vladimir Putin? Has the American president failed in his art of the deal with the Russians and the Ukrainians? Also, Pakistan's sugar-coated scamming of the International Monetary Fund. Would the world take note? Join me this weekend only on Republic TV.
India on Thursday tested an upgraded version of its indigenous Akash missile defense system. The successful test firing of the upgraded missile defense system marked another significant milestone for the Indian Armed Forces. The new Akash Prime variant of the homegrown missile defense system was tested in the heights of Ladakh. The Ministry of Defense shared a post on its official X handle saying that the new missile successfully took down 2 unmanned high-speed aerial targets, underlining its precision strike capability at high altitudes. A clip shared by the Defense Ministry showed the Akash Prime streaking the clear skies and striking its targets with pinpoint accuracy in the rugged heights of Ladakh. The Akash air defense successfully repelled Pakistan's attempts to invade the Indian airspace in the wake of Operation Sindoor, striking down missiles and drones launched by the enemy forces.
When wheels kill and wallets win. Luxury cars, dead citizens, silent law. Are hit and runs now a luxury sport? Debating tonight at 9 p.m. In a major crackdown against narco-terror in Punjab, the border security forces have neutralized 6 Pakistani drones and recovered 4 packets of suspected heroin in the border area of Amritsar. The BSF troops on duty intercepted successive drone intrusion at the Amritsar border. In the operations, the border security forces recovered 6 DJI Mavic 3 classic drones and 2.3 kgs of heroin. Responding quickly, the technical countermeasures deployed on the border were activated, which flawlessly neutralized every narco drone coming from the Pakistan side.
Border Security Force has launched a massive crackdown on the Pakistani attempt to push in drones into the Indian territory, and in an overnight operation with its anti-drone capabilities, BSF in the Punjab international border has brought down 6 Pakistani drones that were trying to sneak in to drop narcotics into the Indian territory. 6 DJI-3 Mavic drones along with 2 kilogram heroin has been recovered, the international market worth of which is more than 10 crore rupees. The recoveries have been made from the Pulmora village of the Amritsar international border, along with the Rodawala, Khurd and also Tanoi Kala village of the Amritsar. This operation was launched after the interception of the Pakistan launching drones into the Indian territory to drop these consignments of the narcotics into Indian territory. These packets of heroin that have been recovered from 3 different locations along with the drones were tied with the drones and have been packed to be delivered to the couriers. But before it could reach the couriers, they were intercepted by the anti-drone systems that have been put in place on the international border by the border security force, and one by one 6 drones have been recovered by the border security force, and now the intensified operations are underway in the area as Pakistan launches a major drone dropping strike. India has decimated that completely.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ, डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार, विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ, डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
MDH
बंगाल विकास चाहता है, बांग्ला परिवर्तन चाहे, बांग्ला उन्नयन चाहे।
Prime Minister gives Poriborton call in West Bengal's Durgapur, says development will come once the TMC is gone. NCP SP MLA Rohit Pawar gets into a heated argument with police officers at Mumbai's Azad Maidan police station. Raipur court sends ex-Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel son Chaitanya to 5-day ED custody in multi-crore liquor scam case. Middle class run over by the rich yet again in Gandhinagar. BMW car kills one. The rich brat gets bail. Complete collapse of law and order on the streets of Patna. Another video from hospital firing shows accused roaming freely. US declares the resistance front outfit behind Pahalgam attack foreign terrorist organization. India hails the move.
इस साल का जो प्रॉफिट है इंटरेस्ट पे डाल देंगे। हर महीने ब्याज का पैसा आता रहेगा।
अगर रेगुलर इनकम ही चाहिए तो आप वो पैसे फिक्स्ड इनकम फंड्स में डाल दो।
वो क्या होता है?
फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स चुने हुए ब्याज देने वाली कंपनी बॉन्ड्स, गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स और मनी मार्केट में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं। सिस्टमैटिक विथड्रॉवल प्लान से आपको ऑन द डॉट फिक्स्ड अमाउंट भी आता रहेगा।
म्यूचुअल फंड में फिक्स्ड इनकम वाली बात सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप। Play it your way.
Sarah, this is your space. Play it your way.
भारत की अपनी दुकान इंडिया सोना,
अपने देश का सामान इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना,
इंडिया सोना।
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल। ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े। क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
This week on Get Me Right, why Punjab is en route to becoming the first state in the country to get a blasphemy law and the need to treat with caution. Also, is Donald Trump angry yet helpless with Vladimir Putin? Has the American president failed in his art of the deal with the Russians and the Ukrainians? Also, Pakistan's sugar-coated scamming of the International Monetary Fund. Would the world take note? Join me this weekend only on Republic TV.
The reason we've launched the Nationalist Collective is because we believe it is time now for a group of ideologically driven Indians to drive the destiny of our country. For far too long, people who have had interests inimical to national interest have held sway. We need to put nationalism first, nation first. The Nationalist Collective is a very clear and sharp movement, presents the spirit of a new India which stands by what is right, does what is right, and raises its voice for what is right. Remember, this country is safe only if it is in the hands of nationalists. This country will grow only if nation first becomes our principal motto, where the only ism that matters is nationalism. Join the Nationalist Collective. It is going to be the largest non-political movement in this country.
First major global slap on Pak-sponsored TRF.
This was a mass murder in Pahalgam carried out by the TRF. There is ample evidence which is now available. United States, which was trying to put a very even-handed response between India and Pakistan, that era now seems to be over.
Pakistan terror proxy, now world's problem. Debating tonight at 8 p.m. When wheels kill and wallets win. Luxury cars, dead citizens, silent law.
Are hit and runs now a luxury sport? Debating tonight at 9 p.m. When wheels kill and wallets win. Luxury cars, dead citizens, silent law. Are hit and runs now a luxury sport? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
The reason we've launched the Nationalist Collective is because we believe it is time now for a group of ideologically driven Indians to drive the destiny of our country. For far too long, people who have had interests inimical to national interest have held sway. We need to put nationalism first, nation first. The Nationalist Collective is a very clear and sharp movement, presents the spirit of a new India which stands by what is right, does what is right, and raises its voice for what is right. Remember, this country is safe only if it is in the hands of nationalists. This country will grow only if nation first becomes our principal motto, where the only ism that matters is nationalism. Join the Nationalist Collective. It is going to be the largest non-political movement in this country.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
On the show tonight, Mullah Munir's diplomacy meets a dead end. Pakistan's terror proxy, TRF, has been declared a global terrorist organization by Donald Trump. At 9 o'clock tonight, India's new death sentence. Luxury murders by luxury rich people killing the middle class on the streets of the country. It's the rich killing the poor. And tonight I have one question for Pakistan. Was all the bootlicking worth it? Was all the bootlicking worth it? Was all the shameless praise, the Nobel Prize nomination, the desperate dinners, the false media spin, crying to America, Uncle Sam save us? Was it worth it when the United States of America just declared your pet terrorist outfit, the so-called Resistance Front, a foreign terrorist organization? Come on, tell us. Mullah Munir, your TRF? Yes, your TRF. The same TRF that slaughtered innocent Hindus in Pahalgam. The same TRF that spilled blood in Riyasi. The same TRF that is nothing but a cowardly rebranded version of the coward Hafiz Saeed's Cowardly Lashkar-e-Toiba, the same TRF you built, you funded and sheltered, the same TRF you gave Chinese grenades, Mullah Munir, American weapons, Mullah Munir, ISI handlers, Mullah Munir, and then you stood in Geneva and lied to the world with a straight face. You said TRF, Lashkar-e-Toiba, we have no idea. Well, now the world does. You, Pakistan, lobbied the United Nations to delete TRF's name from the condemnation note after the Pahalgam massacre. You tried to cleanse their name from global scrutiny. Your foreign minister even admitted to lobbying desperately for the TRF. But guess what? Diplomacy cannot wash off blood. You forgot one thing. The world may play its games, but when the truth punches through, there is no mask strong enough to hold. And what did you get in return for your servility? Look at the pictures there of the families of the martyrs killed by the TRF. We said to the Pakistanis, we'll take revenge. And revenge we've taken. Every promise made to every family that has lost a loved one will be fulfilled. We will destroy Pakistan. We will punish TRF. We will get Hafiz Saeed. What is the position of Pakistan today? Since the last couple of hours, I've been talking to Pakistanis and they are looking stunned. I did a program on Hindi which we called an open dhulai. We said that we will hammer the Pakistanis on the TRF subject. And I asked the same question about 20 times. Will any Pakistanis say today that the TRF is not a terrorist organization? And not one of them had a reply. Not one. They just kept looking left and right. They asked questions. Some of them even abused. But I want to say to every Indian today, nothing will bring the lives back of all the people who have been killed in Pahalgam. Those pictures will continue to haunt us for a very long time. But I want everyone to know that when the Modi government says the Modi government delivers, and these terrorists said, go tell Modi, well, Modi taught them. Modi sent the Brahmos. Modi carried out the strikes. Modi took India's response to another level. And just when they thought that by offering Trump a Nobel Prize nomination, they would get away, Modi reminded the Pakistan and slapped them down once again by making the White House. And for all the people in India who say, Trump decides for us, you think again. Trump doesn't decide for us. The White House doesn't decide for the government of India. The government of India decides for the